Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of the All Chat podcast. Today we're going to talk about Call of Duty. Will it be good, will it not? Red Dead Redemption 2, what we expect to see from that and what we hope to see from that. And games getting delayed, because I personally think it's a pretty terrible idea. As always, I am Brandon. I am joined by Jeff.
Hello.
And Nixon.
Yo, yo.
And the new person we have is Jordan.
Hey guys, my name is Jordan.
Or Jabsley, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with Jordan, I guess, on this for now. Yeah.
Your actual God-given name.
Yeah, God gives
his,
it. Yeah.
his government.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
It's good to be here. It's good to be here. Hope I can add some to the yeah. Get out of here, dude.
So a big thing is that Call of Duty, they just talked about how it's not going to have or Black Ops 4 coming out in October 12th, not 16th. But like they were talking about how it's not going to have a single player game.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be only multiplayer zombies and of course a fucking battle royale mode.
Yep.
Which is ridiculous.
It's awful.
I'm a fan. No, I'm so over battle royale so much. Not every game needs it. Like Dying Light did not need to go back and update their game specifically to have a battle royale mode. I don't know anybody who's still playing that game.
Yeah, it was totally unnecessary.
Yeah, like everybody's trying to hop in on it, you know. Only reason Fortnite's doing well is because it's free. Same thing with Radical Heights, it's free.
I don't like Radical Heights. I really think it's Cliffy B's way of coming in and trying to be like, all right, we gotta get a part of this cash.
Well, it's the same thing with Lawbreakers. That's why Lawbreakers is in the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like, Overwatch is great. Make Lawbreakers.
Yeah,
Look,
for
I don't know why he's Keanu Reeves.
I mean, that's fine. That works.
For the unindoctrinated, Cliffy B is Cliff Blazinski.
Everyone knows who Cliffy B
Yeah,
is.
if you're listening to us talk about him, then I would hope you know who Cliffy B is.
Yeah, at least.
I
don't know, dude. Radical Heights doesn't excite me at all.
No. But the Battle Royale mode for COD could be good. Could be. I'm going to say that with like a huge spoon of salt. Strictly just for the fact that it's Activision. You know, like...
If they had anything right, it is the first-person shooting.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's good.
I mean, at least we'll know the shooting mechanics will be fine.
That's
but
true.
That's about it.
The major thing that a lot of the speculation surrounding this could potentially change the way like modern battle royales are operating is just because it's Activision.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a publicly traded company it's got Blizzard as a subsidiary.
Yeah.
So odds are, if they're taking on the battle royale like game mode, it's possible that they could add a ton of new stuff.
Yeah. Well, the thing for me is that if you think about just how Call of Duty changed the multiplayer and everything, like whenever Modern Warfare or Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out, everyone wanted to have that multiplayer for Call of Duty. It changed everything.
It did, yeah.
Just like how PUBG changed everything with this new battle royale thing. Because there were other games that tried to do it before, it didn't do it as good.
Yeah.
So
well,
I hope that they can do it as well and be better than these other just shameless ripoffs. You know, like
I mean, the whole like Battlegrounds thing aside, they're taking out single player.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I don't know.
That's the weirder thing. To me.
Don't. That is not 100% confirmed.
Yeah.
But it has been speculated that like they're like because Activision plays everything very close to the chest.
Yeah, of course, naturally.
But people from what everyone is saying on articles or Kotaku or Polygon or Newsweek or anything like that I've read, they have said that they're going to take away traditional single player.
That is so I can't.
no.
I can't.
Like no, there's a specific reason for that, and there's actual quantifiable analytics that are associated with it.
Yes.
Because like you can actually go back and like on Steam right now, you can look at the Black Ops 3 achievements, and you can look at global achievements, how many players that have purchased the game have completed achievements, and like less than 25% of people have completed the main player storyline. And Black Ops 3 has been out for years.
Yeah.
So having, those quantifiable analytics of like, look, 3 out of 4 people aren't going to be playing the single player. Like,
Side note, Black Ops 3 had a terrible campaign, though. Because I play the crap out of Call of Duty campaigns.
I love them.
Yeah, I do too.
Was it Modern Warfare 2? Where you get stabbed in the chest, you rip the knife out and fucking throw it at the guy?
Back at him, yeah.
Oh my god.
See,
even the one with Kevin Spacey, where it's like you're going through...
I actually didn't play that
well,
one.
Like at the end,
they did lose me eventually.
I think it's that one. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't really give a shit. But it's like
It's
you're like
Advanced Warfare.
you're like running through in like a juggernaut suit with like a turret, and you're just mowing people down to get to the end. And like it was awesome. Like the last mission.
That was Modern Warfare 3. That
Was
was
it?
to kill Makarov.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
That whole, and that was a good way to end it too. Honestly, I felt like it really was.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
it came full circle.
In Call of Duty, it's always that last mission where you're like, "Fuck yeah, shit's gonna get fucking real," and you do crazy shit, and it's awesome.
Which is why I think it's unfair to talk about Steam achievements for Black Ops 3 because that one didn't really focus on that very much.
Though.
Right, but like previous ones, I feel like people played the crap out of
You can see this on a lot of different franchises,
Yes.
where like in the Call of Duty, you know, the Infinity Ward, Activision. Treyarch, all these three companies that are responsible for making the different iterations of Call of Duty, you can actually see there has been an active decline in people wanting to play a single player experience.
Yeah.
They know their bread and butter, what they're going to be selling
of course.
is going to be multiplayer.
They're still going to be definitely losing a lot of people though.
Yeah.
A lot. Like honestly,
I'm not.
No, it's all good. So I think back to the first Titanfall, right? First Titanfall came out and they did like primarily, you know, only multiplayer, all that stuff. And I feel like when games do that, personally to me especially, they lose a lot of what can make them good.
Sure.
I hold true that I think a like highly reviewed game should have a single player experience. I absolutely think so. Then there are definitely ways to debate that 100%. But I just feel like that it's important. And losing that is that's weird to me.
That is definitely an opinion.
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
But they're also operating off of, you know, the hard figures that they can actually get out of the community.
Yeah, and not that they're not going to make money from it.
Oh no,
absolutely.
They're probably going to make hand over fist money because the Black Ops franchise is the highest selling Call of Duty franchise.
Call of Duty, yeah.
But probably what they're seeing is analytics from PUBG and Fortnite. I mean, Fortnite is a free game, yet they're still making a shitload of money. Yeah, the microtransactions from it. They already started to implement that with loot boxes for Black Ops 3 and for World War 2. Weapons caches or something?
Yeah. Basically, you just get. Well, I mean, the weird thing about Black Ops 3 with that was the fact that it's like the weapons that you got would give you like a leg up. So it's like it wasn't just skins. It was like you could get.
Not entirely.
But I mean, like there was ones where it was like you would have inherent traits on that gun. On that skin.
Yeah, the actual guns themselves in the crates. Yeah, people got really upset about those.
Yeah.
But when it came to like all the cool melee weapons,
I love that shit.
people were just really upset that it was a random drop thing. Like eventually, you know, the Activision did come in and patch it out where they had it was a guaranteed weapons drop, but it was just a little bit more expensive with the in-game like Call of Duty points.
Yeah, instead of it being $5, you paid $6.
No, I mean like actual Call of Duty points. Like you could purchase them, but you'd also get them for
$5 Call of Duty purchase. It was a $6 Call of Duty points purchase that you would use to get a box, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, as much as I would love, I don't care about loot boxes. Anybody who cares about loot boxes, shut the fuck up. You don't have to buy them. Who cares if they're in the game?
Yeah.
Well, I have my opinion on this. Loot boxes are only acceptable if it is an aesthetic item.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Once it turns into an actual quantifiable, this is a different weapon with a different play style, and someone that can like get really good at this could potentially have a leg up on everyone else that didn't shell out the extra cash for it. That's not okay.
You can't get good. I mean, in all honesty, like, yes, I will admit that does suck. It gives people, like, the way that Battlefront 2 did it was terrible, because that was very much it skewed hard in one direction. Like, that, if you didn't have the money, you lost, effectively. You couldn't play these characters, you couldn't get good weapons, you couldn't do stuff.
The second that you start getting items that do specific things in-game, I feel like, at an extent, like from loot boxes, obviously, that's when it becomes pay to win. If you can get a gun that deals just overall more damage and is better than everything else, that's pay to win. That means that you give as much money as you want to make yourself as strong as you want.
Yeah.
And at that point, then it loses it for me. I don't want that.
I guess for me, I don't play enough of these games online. I don't care enough. My thing is, if people want these big title games, these blockbuster games. They want them to be like blockbuster movies. Mm-hmm. You want to play Battlefront 2, but you want it to be like watching Star Wars.
Yeah. Well,
but my thing is that it's that cost a fuck ton of money. Granted, I mean, I'm sure they made a lot of money from it, but I mean, like, they're turning that money into something else, new DLC, something like that. You want them to be blockbuster movies? They're going to have blockbuster movie budgets. You got to expect that. You know, they need to make money somehow. They need to make a little bit more money. And it's like, if it's a game I like enough, like, if The Witcher 3 had loot boxes, you fucking kidding me?
I thought it did.
That's a single player.
No.
That's single player. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, but
at that point, I would definitely, if it's a single player game. But if it's a multiplayer game,
well, for me,
I guess it just doesn't. I don't play multiplayer enough to have a strong enough opinion.
The major thing with Black Ops 4 that they're trying to do, and they've been trying to do this for years, is they're trying to have a game that they can have. It's just a continuous game that they can sell stuff for and update it. They're trying to manufacture their own Overwatch.
Yeah.
Where people will continuously play it because they love the Call of Duty multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's great. They have the formula down pat. They know how to use it, but they want a franchise that they can continuously update and not have to crank out new titles for. Because they have seen a fairly not steep but consistent decline of people not wanting to shell out $60 every single year for a Call of Duty franchise, but if they can have one that they support for 5 years and get people to buy loot boxes or skins or whatever, and maybe they kick in $40 a year for the grand total of all the aesthetic stuff that they want, but they keep coming back to it.
My main thing is that if Activision was going to make a Battle Royale type thing, then why not just make a new IP altogether instead of just make a new game instead of putting it under the Call of Duty thing? To me, if they did that instead, I feel like this would be getting better reception.
You can pull something just like Epic did,
where
they were like, "Oh, cool, you guys made PUBG. We're gonna make the same thing in a weekend,"
Yeah.
And I agree. I think why taint the Call of Duty name? Because if this does bad, it's just going to taint Call of Duty, And don't get me wrong, Call of Duty is a huge thing. People are always going to want to buy it, always want to play it because it's just the way the world works. But I mean, it's one of those things why change that? Why change your formula to try to get in the latest thing? But it's you guys already revolutionized it.
Yeah, I don't think it's even necessarily that they're trying to the Battle Royale mode. Yeah, they're probably trying to get into the latest thing.
Yeah.
But when it comes to ripping out the single player, I don't think they're particularly damaging themselves. They're making an active choice of taking out an aspect of the game where they have to shell out $20 million to get an actor Gary Oldman or some shit to walk in.
They also said it won't have traditional. That's one of the things I keep hearing is it says it won't have traditional single player.
Yeah, which means it could have a single player-esque storyline.
Yeah,
but that doesn't necessarily.
It's not going to be as over the top as it was.
Just imagine Spec Ops at that point. It's like a series of missions. That
I'd be okay with Spec Ops. Spec Ops was fun. I like Spec Ops a lot. Yeah. You and one of your buddies going through doing these really cool missions, and that's it. With different stars you got to get.
That's they're probably also taking a page out of the Telltale series where they can release episodes.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Would be interesting.
Look, I'm telling you, man. They are a publicly traded company. I own stock in this company.
Yeah.
They are a $1 billion company.
Once again, Jeff is 77.
Classic.
I will have you know I plan on retiring to my mansion. And don't you ever say otherwise.
On that Call of Duty stock?
On that Activision stock. Is that chicken stock? Is it good?
I diversify my portfolio, sir.
Diversify your
How's
bonds.
Bitcoin doing?
I don't. Are you cryptocurrency?
We're not talking about cryptocurrency.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you through that cloud of vape, you frat boy.
Oh, man.
Well, another thing about the multiplayer for Call of Duty was the fact that they had originally said, or I read an article on Newsweek that had said originally it was going to have an Overwatch-esque character system.
Hero-based?
Yeah, they were going to take
reminiscent of Black Ops 3 with the different operators.
Yeah, with operators, but they were going to take out loadouts and stuff like that, and you were going to have your operator, and they were going to have their special ability. No more kill streaks. It was just from what I remember from the article I read. If I'm wrong, I'm
so
wrong.
To me, it just sounds like they're taking out. This isn't even Call of Duty.
No, they're trying to.
Yeah. They're trying to branch out. They're trying to do something new.
But they have scrapped that idea because the testing team who they brought in to do that hated it.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Oh, okay, I guess we shouldn't fuck with, if it ain't broke, don't fix it."
Yeah.
Yeah, they should not branch off. The operator element of it was the perfect middle ground between Overwatch, where you have a set player set
With
with
one weapon
with one special ability, and the old Call of Duty where it's your default terrorist or good guy fighting each other with different loadouts.
But I mean, I'm glad that they didn't do that. I don't want another Overwatch. I play Overwatch. I love Overwatch. Stop trying to be like Overwatch. Everyone, Jesus Christ.
I'm more of a Paladins kind of guy.
Well,
of course you are.
Well, it's also
garbage.
Blizzard is
garbage, but it's definitely not.
It's the same. It is.
Blizzard is a subsidiary of Activision. They're not going to want to compete with their own products.
No, definitely not.
So,
I mean, that's probably where they got the idea from. Overwatch did really well. Let's do it. So I mean, I hope not. I want Call of Duty 4 to be good. I would love to get into another Call of Duty. Like Black Ops 1 was by far my favorite.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want another Call. I'm tired of the future.
That's what
I don't want World War II. I want like Vietnam.
Again, though, is that
Let me fucking roll through with the flamethrower and just melt rice patties.
I loved Black Ops 1's story. The story was really cool. It was really different.
The numbers, Mason.
I'm actually more of a fan of the World War II genre, but that's just me.
Oh, this fucking guy. But
you're all wrong. We need to go back further in time. I want to be Genghis Khan rolling through with a compound bow.
Go play Chivalry. What are you doing here?
No,
they talked about it like Call of Duty, like Rome.
Yeah. How fucking dope would that be?
Fucking hunking javelins and shit.
Yes.
But then one of the missions could be you're in the fucking Trojan horse, dog.
I just don't think it would work.
I want
the fall of Rome.
I don't think it would work.
The Crusades.
I really don't.
Children's Crusade.
They had crossbows during the Crusade. They were outlawed by the church because they weren't exactly humane. But
the second you take out
a fucking giant hunk of metal that you can slice somebody in half with is anyway.
That's the thing. The second you take out guns, though, it's not even Call of Duty.
They were wearing armor. Don't
be a
baby
I think that's the
about
main
it.
thing. Once you take something out of it, it's not the franchise anymore.
Yeah.
And so that's what I want to get back to is just make a new IP that's
If anything,
got your
I
shooting
feel like
mechanics.
They might have screwed themselves by releasing a game every year.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
it's also different companies that do it.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
I mean, it's the same thing, though.
It's true.
And so I feel like when you do that so often, of course it's going to start losing its luster. So now they're looking for new ideas and stuff to do.
Yeah.
But it should in reality stay the same. It should. Because they are Call of Duty, that's the idea.
I will agree that they should probably branch their franchise into a past and future.
Yeah.
Where it's like the World War II or older, or like the previous past dates and older should be the Call of Duty franchise, and then anything in like the future or speculation, space, whatever, that should be its own separate franchise.
Yeah.
Call of Duty BC and Call of Duty AD.
It's got that name recognition, baby. It's got.
JC himself. Can I be the one?
If you get a 25 kill streak, you sure can.
Fuck yeah, dude, sign me up.
This is getting real sacrilegious. I'm gonna back off.
Just take a turn real quick.
Jesus Christ, incoming!
Oh man,
Jason Bourne is Jesus Christ.
So that's that.
I was gonna say that's a great spot to end Call of Duty talk.
I think we're good there.
I think it was rumored that maybe Battlefield is getting a Battle Royale mode as well. There's one last thing I want to say about Call of Duty. I want to ask everybody. So right now in PUBG, it's 100 people in a map. In Fortnite, 100 people for Victory Heights. Withering Heights? Withering Heights? Radical Heights. Withering Heights is like a weird romantic book or something.
Withering Heights. Running around the map, kissing people in parasols. Yes.
I'm fucking in. I want that.
Anyway, and then Radical Heights is another 100 people, so it's the fact that Call of Duty, in my opinion, is like Battlefield 1 has giant fucking maps. But then like Call of Duty, you have smaller maps. There's a lot more, it's super quick paced, super like these intimate maps. Do you think that it's going to be 100 people? 50 people, 25 people, 10 people, fucking 2 people?
I think 50 at most. 50 at
Quick
most
scope,
for sure.
Rust? Deagles only?
I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility
360 no scope?
for them to do.
Can I 360 no scope somebody in this battle royale mode? That's what I want.
I'm sure you can.
How will I update my COD montages?
They can throw enough money at some dude that worked for the company that made Battlefield to like tell, hey, how did you guys get your servers to not crap their pants having 100 people in there?
It's not even the servers for me. It's just the map design.
They just buy new designers. $1 billion company, my friend. I cannot stress this enough.
I think that nowadays games have proven that they can. So I've been playing a lot of Hunt Showdown recently, and Hunt Showdown can not that Call of Duty. I can't imagine playing a Call of Duty game where you go kill NPCs with other people like out on the map, but maybe that could be the idea.
Sure.
But the idea is that they've proven that you can do 12 people in one game, and it still be basically a battle royale game, even though they're I would say drastically different.
No, I mean I think it was Modern Warfare 3 had a game type that was like 16 versus 16. Mm-hmm. Like they've had fairly large game types. It's they need to make better levels for that stuff, and they also need just
on that other note though, I think it's really weird turning such a fast-paced game that is Call of Duty into what I personally would consider slow-paced as PUBG.
Yeah,
honestly,
it's
weird.
I think it changes that, which also could be good, but on the other hand, I like Call of Duty, or like I liked Black Ops 3 because I was running on walls, running around with a hatchet. Like that was my favorite part. I got that out of a box, and I was just running around with like no weapons, just my melee weapon, fucking hatcheting people while I was like jumping off of walls and sliding and shit like that.
Yeah.
How is that going to translate to Battle Royale? Like I think that there's a lot of obstacles, but I think if they can do it,
yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? If I could have 100, if it's good.
Big
if I could have 100
Big
people,
if
I could have 100 people like fucking sliding around and fucking, I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I think that like with those mechanics, it could be great. But on the other hand, I feel like it's a huge obstacle to bring that mobility to a battle royale mode.
Especially when it like depending on how you're playing. I mean, it's the idea is to me at least when I play PUBG, it's like run around for 20 minutes, find a person, fight each other, run around for 10 more minutes.
Yeah, until the circle gets small enough.
Yeah, that's so like even with those mechanics, I feel like it would be weird to run around like normal and like I found a gun and then there's another dude, slide around, hatchet, jump off walls, hit him. But then it just I don't know that completely it's pace.
All I know is if Activision, if you don't put in a Katniss Everdeen skin so I can be the beautiful Jennifer Lawrence.
Again.
No game is done
again with the J-Lo.
I will lose it.
Nobody's even.
I will post on every Tumblr page I can find.
At least PUBG put in like a schoolgirl outfit for like, Battle Royale. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a skirt.
Yeah.
Huh?
You can get a nice little skirt.
For the
the
I need
to be like a law enforcement cheetah. I need to have that mobility.
You can also get one in game.
Jeez.
So yeah, I mean, hopefully Call of Duty does well. I want it to. I like the games. I hope that they are able to change it up and make it different enough.
Yeah.
To where more people want to play it and want to do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it comes out October 12th. Don't pre-order it. Don't pre-order stuff.
Don't pre-order anything.
Never pre-order anything.
Yeah. Well, it's not.
Keep your eyes open, America.
Wake up, sheeple.
Wake up.
No, it's but yeah, I mean, it comes out October 12th this year. Hopefully, it doesn't get delayed. It's coming out with some other pretty big games, so maybe it'll get overshadowed, which is kind of
Game of the year. No.
Watch out.
Just never Game of the Year.
Just look out for it.
Not Game of the Year.
Maybe it's good. Maybe it's not.
The next one, it comes out in the same month actually, is Red Dead 2, Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, I know.
Oh, jeez. That hurt my ear.
Sorry, my bad.
Kevin, take that out.
No,
take that out.
Take that out, Kevin. We need that.
Yeah, leave it in.
I need you to understand how excited I am for it.
But,
Kevin,
that
can
one
you
comes
mute
out
that, please?
October 26th, which is, I would say like 2 weeks after, or a week after, 2 weeks. I'm not good with numbers. After Black Ops does, but they recently released some more stuff about just the story of Red Dead. A lot of people had speculated before saying that it was going to be John Marsden. It is a prequel, so that's confirmed.
Yeah.
But people were saying that it was going to be John Marsden again because you're writing on Duke's game.
Yeah.
In this one, but
Duchess.
Duchess
Duke.
Duke, yeah, Dutch Duke, whatever it is.
Same
But no, apparently
You see, a Duke is a male version, and a Duchess is a female version.
Apparently, you're playing as a guy named Arthur Morgan, which I don't really remember him being ever talked about in Red Dead 1.
I don't believe he ever came up.
But I don't think that like a lot of stuff was talked about in Red Dead 1. It was understood that there is a, you were an ex-gang dude, an ex-gang dude. And so then you're just trying to get your life together, be good for your wife and your child and everything like that.
While hunting down the 3 top guys in the
gang you're
the gang you're once part of.
Far Cry 5?
No.
What? No. What? No.
3 lieutenants, right? Main bad guy, Far Cry.
Well, other
No,
games have
I'm
done
sorry,
lieutenants, that's
a different game.
A big question for me is from the story trailer they released.
Yeah.
It wasn't. They didn't show. It was only one character as far as I know.
Yeah.
A thing for me was I was hoping they would have it be 3 different characters, much like they did for GTA 5. But I would love to have like the main guy who's like your guy that goes on and handles shit. Maybe like the dude's wife, and then maybe some other random person. Because I think that was a great part in GTA 5 that you got to see the world from 3 different perspectives, 3 very different perspectives. You had Franklin, like the kind of wants to get out of the ghetto, black guy is doing everything he can. Then you have Trevor, the crazy fucking meth addict. Then you have Michael, the washed up criminal who just hated his life basically.
Yeah.
It was cool. It added a lot of depth to that game.
See, my thing is, I think the multiple protagonists is mainly a GTA thing, simply because of the time period it's set in, like contemporary. So it feels more cohesive to jump around. But I feel like in the Old West setting, I don't know if that would fly as well. Or
the
as
jumping
easy.
around thing is one of the really cool things too, because at any time you can change to anyone,
Yeah.
and it zooms out, shows you the map, zoom back in where the other person is, and then Trevor's always doing some.
Waking up on a beach
Whereas with Red Dead, it
But-
was more like cruise through this map.
But
Just
GTA
one
5
character.
was also the first time they had ever done anything.
No,
like that.
well, in 4 they essentially did the same thing, but released it as DLC later.
Oh yeah,
But,
I mean,
like,
as far as like
same
the
idea
main
there.
game, yeah, same idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting thought. I wouldn't put it past them because what I think is weird is everything we've seen from the new main character. He seems like a bad guy.
Yeah,
He's definitely a bad
You know
guy.
what I mean?
He just seems like he's like
yeah,
like John Marston had redeemable qualities.
yeah.
But this guy just seems like a dick.
Just a straight bad guy.
Yeah, like there was like one of the scenes in the trailer is he's talking to this guy and he's like, "How about I just leave your mama in the black after this?" And it's just like oh like this like oh like they're criminals kind of thing. Like they're not decent people. Like even Trevor had like some form of redeeming quality in GTA 5.
What did you say his name was, just out of curiosity?
Arthur Morgan.
And this guy may also have some redeeming
We
qualities.
just don't see them right now.
But like to me, it seems like one of those things where I wouldn't be against them putting in 2 other characters to kind of balance everything. I do want to see this guy's story. It would be interesting to actually see the change as he goes through everything and eventually maybe becomes good.
Especially if he's just a terrific piece of shit.
Yeah.
I would love to see something that kind of balances that out a little bit.
But I feel like it's hard to make a main character that is full-blown bad. That way nobody can really connect to him, you know what I mean? It's John Marston, I feel like, could connect to a lot of people. I feel like because he obviously, he was weathered, like he had seemed like he'd been through some shit. But actually, like seeing him, like you walk into a bar and a hooker comes up and he's like, "Oh, sorry, ma'am, I'm good." Like it's interesting. You don't see that from those kind of characters.
And see, that's kind of why I'm hoping they don't do multiple ones, because I kind of like it when Rockstar takes control away, not in like the playability sense, but in the sense of like who the character you're playing is.
Yeah.
What I would like to see out of this game, I wouldn't like to see 3 characters. I would only like to see 2. What I would like to see is a alternation between a Pinkerton agent. So it's a guy that can still operate outside of the law, but is like he's trying to bring justice, and then the bad guy.
Yeah.
And what I'd like to see is an alternation of you play one mission as the Pinkerton agent, and you're seeing the after, like you are chasing the bad guy, and you're seeing the aftermath of that mission.
Law versus lawless. I would dig that.
Interesting.
But
Yeah.
okay, think of it this way: like you do a mission as the villain, but then you switch to the Pinkerton and you're going through like investigating that scene.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
But vice
like
versa.
an LA Noir.
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
saying
thing.
you switch it, so you're the good guy seeing what the bad guy is going to do, and then you playing as a bad guy in the next mission have the anticipation of like, I'm gonna do all this crazy
it's like,
shit.
It's like Boondock Saints almost.
Yes,
where,
exactly.
It's scary, that would be really
awesome.
fucking cool.
Yeah,
That'd be very cool.
yeah.
Like you see what came from it,
But-
and then you get to you get to do it yourself.
Don't get me wrong. I loved Red Dead Redemption.
Oh yeah.
It was great.
Anybody says they didn't,
But
You're wrong. Yeah.
by no means
Just like anyone
is
who
it
says The Last of Us
is it going to have this.
It's a terrible.
It's not going to have the staying power of GTA 5. It's not. Period. Dot. It's not going to have it.
I don't know. I'll defend that.
GTA 5, the reason why people love it so much, it is because it is this giant online community sandbox. That it is a populated city.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that with the Red Dead franchise. It's a Western. Like the whole point of Western is you have these large sweeping vistas where you can go out 5 miles and see no one around.
But it doesn't mean it can't be done.
Sure.
I would compare GTA 4's multiplayer to the first Red Dead Redemption.
But
so in my eyes, it's like now that they've seen what they can do with GTA Online, I think that they could do it with Red Dead. I really do.
But
they had that in Red Dead Redemption too, but it was like a series of challenges. It wasn't like
Yeah.
an actual.
It was shootouts.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I do not see them having the possibility of you can just load into a server with a boatload of other people and just like, yeah, I guess we're just gonna ride our horses around in the desert.
I think it's possible. I think
I think that
Like,
they would
don't
be
get me wrong.
foolish not to try.
I don't think they can't do like, you can do co-op train heists or bank heists or what have you, but just having the whole same open world thing that everyone's gonna love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna be a possibility.
I mean, I hope there was online mode. I liked Red Dead a lot. I love Western. Like, it was a really cool change of pace.
Give me a duster.
Especially from, like, seeing the stuff in GTA 5 where you see, like, they have jetpacks and, like, the Knight Rider car and the Back to the Future car and flying cars and stuff like that. It's like, I can't wait to see that they do have online. How kind of wacky they make the Old West.
Oh, sure.
I'm talking about, like, dude, if I can get, like, a metal horse, like a
steam
yeah,
powered horse.
yeah, or like, can I get a train?
West.
Can I get like, my own train, like my own
Yeah.
mobile station, stuff like that?
Giant spider tanks.
Yeah, if they
Dude,
don't have, if
backed
they don't
by
have
Will
a giant
Smith
spider tank in it,
track.
then I'm gonna be really sad. And I'm not
Are you
gonna
kidding
play
me? If my guy cannot recite the entire Wild Wild West song in game,
No buy.
yeah,
No buy.
No pass.
GG
Hard
hard pass.
Hard pass.
I want to see them branch out a little bit further with different historical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would love to see
I would like to see a Native American expansion.
Sure,
Yeah.
but I'm not talking
That's
about.
insensitive.
I'm not talking about just with
Is it Native American?
the Red Dead stuff. I'm talking like, I want to see Rockstar branch out and do like a Seven Samurai-esque kind of game, or like, there's so many cool historical events where you don't necessarily have to have the act of aiming a gun and shooting, but it could still be really cool. Because I mean, there's been humans have used bows and arrows for centuries and centuries.
I feel like swords are so hard to do, though.
Just
even,
wait for
even in GTA
Hard to do
5.
properly.
Yeah. Even in GTA 5, I felt like the melee weapons it's a little off.
Yeah.
It's a little hit or miss.
But then you also think about the fact that the melee weapons in that game were kind of overshadowed by the fact that it's like, oh, I can pull out a fucking chain gun and
Oh,
mow
right.
you
I have
down.
a fucking
Yeah.
50 caliber sniper rifle.
But
that
I
used to
think,
use.
I mean, like, if you take something like, it's not nowhere in the same vein, but something like For Honor,
Yeah.
their combat system was really cool.
It was.
Like, it was awesome because you were fighting sword against sword. That's what you had to do. You had to think about it. But I mean, like, I don't know. It's cool. Like, I love that whole idea. Like, I still think that's a fantastic idea for a Star Wars movie. You guys can have that one.
Yeah.
Have a fucking Seven Samurai Star Wars
Exactly.
movie where it's like,
fuck,
the Jedi's aren't around anymore, but there was like
Order 66 has just been done, and
Yeah,
it's the last 7 Jedi
That's what I'm saying.
that
I'm
are.
saying, like, there's just some Ronin Jedi everywhere,
Yeah.
and then these planets are being harassed by people.
Oh my god, Brandon, I can only get so hard.
But
For
I'm saying-
for the non-weebs out there, a Ronin means a samurai without a master.
There it is.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, then these planets like get together money and they hire each of these 7
Dude, just
Jedi's to come and protect them from these
That would be
bandits.
dope as shit.
It's,
It'd be really
it's,
fucking
it's the exact plot of Seven Samurai, but with
with fucking
Jedi.
I mean, you got games like that coming out though. You got Ghost of Tsushima.
That's right. That's
I
right.
can't wait to see that at E3.
I need to see some gameplay.
Yeah.
They're going to show some. They have to show some at E3.
But
it's the
if
only way I'll be
there's
excited.
anything Sucker Punch can do, it's open world.
Yeah.
So
I know nothing about this game.
well,
man.
Oh, look it up.
Yeah,
Get
look
learned
it
it.
up. It's great. Okay, and then I guess
what's next?
the last question for me with Red Dead, do you think it will be as successful as GTA 5? Because I know a lot of people don't like Red Dead Redemption. A lot of people didn't like it. Yeah.
What?
People didn't like it.
What the fuck didn't like
I'm not saying that. But I mean,
Jordan's gonna fight
I'm
someone.
gonna fight. You come at me. I don't. I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter.
But I mean, I've talked to more people that did not like it compared to liked it.
Damn.
Yeah.
That surprises me, honestly.
Well, it's not the same game as GTA.
It's not.
It's not.
Because like to Jeff's point,
Can't
it's
be.
very open and very barren.
Well,
Stuff
I mean,
like
it's the
that.
same reason why some people don't like Western movies. Like somebody says they don't like Tombstone, I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why not?
But I mean, some people just don't like Westerns.
yeah, for me, the reason why I still very much so like GTA 5, but I like Red Dead Redemption because of the differentiation between it. GTA 5 is this wacky world where you can turn on the radio and hear someone selling Viagra commercials, and while you're running over a grandma that's walking her dog.
Yeah.
But with Red Dead Redemption, it's
a much more serious.
it's these beautiful orchestral songs while you're watching a sunset in Mexico, riding your horse across a vista. I mean, it's just they're two desperate games that you just can't.
They're both drastically different.
Yeah.
They have the same general idea of go around an open world, go to Ambition,
You know,
go
like
do
an
whatever you
open
want.
world sandbox.
I
kind of thing.
think it's like to answer your question. I think it's probably going to get like a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, but it's not going to be as commercially successful as GTA 5.
I can see that. I think longevity wise, I don't think it'll last as long as GTA 5 because they'd be fools to stop making stuff for GTA 5. So I think longevity wise, it's not going to be as good. But I think whenever it first comes out, it's going to be just as successful, but then it's going to drop off much quicker.
I would hope that it's exactly the same in the idea that they do release the whole
the
Deadeye.
dream.
Yeah, that's the dream. Deadeye Online, Red Dead Online, and they continue making stuff for it alongside GTA.
Yeah.
I would not mind that. I mean, it sounds like it'd be a lot of resources, but
Rockstar,
I think
they have the resources.
I think Rockstar can do no bad. I do. It's come to that point. Everything that they've released has been
Mark his words. If they screw up, it's on him. He jinxed it.
At the end of this year, up there with Game of the Year, next to God of War, obviously. God of War is blown out like water right now. It's going to be Red Dead. Red Dead's going to be next to it. And I have no doubts people are going to be calling it a masterpiece. I have no doubts. I think Rockstar.
I mean, this is because Rockstar takes time with their
They
stuff.
do. They take time. They care about what they make. They make it emotional. They make a good story. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be great.
As a side note, God of War is so beautiful.
No spoilers.
We're not talking
We're
about
not
it.
there
I have
yet.
not played it yet. Jeff.
Oh my
Not
god.
there yet. Stop it.
Wrap it up.
Lock it up. Lock it up. You lock it up.
I'm good.
Anyway, the next thing I want to talk about is the Dark Souls getting delayed on only Switch, which I personally think is hogwash. As the only person in the room
Malarkey.
who plays Switch.
Tell us why you're so upset about that. Tell us why.
Let us know.
What'd you do?
He's rubbing his eyes. This is an audio medium, and he's rubbing his eyes. That's all.
Does it start with a pre and end with an order? Is that
So
what
as
you did?
someone who I said earlier in the podcast, don't pre-order anything. I am a hypocrite. I went the day it was announced originally to just pre-order the Solaire amiibo, but then somehow something happened and I pre-ordered and completely paid off.
You blacked out, and suddenly your card was in your hand with a receipt.
Yeah.
It's usually what happens when you go to GameStop.
And
Yeah.
because I don't ever pre-order anything. If anything, I just download it digitally or buy something digitally. But yeah, I pre-ordered the Dark Souls on Switch for some reason. I don't know why. But now it has gotten delayed, but only on Switch. So it's like a twofer. I'm an idiot for pre-ordering, and I'm pissed off because they pushed back my fucking the game that I want to play. Because I recently tried to play that on PC again, and it's a terrible port to the PC. The frame rate is shit. Like nothing works properly. And not to butter my own biscuit, but I have a good PC. So it's like it's bad. So I was really looking forward to playing the first one over again, but make that Demon Souls remaster. That's all I'm saying.
It's gonna happen. There's no way they couldn't.
Nobody gives a shit about Dark Souls anyway. Make Demon Souls.
Fuck you. Dark Souls is better than
To quote the philosopher, the poet, the thinker of our generation, DJ Khaled. Congratulations, you played yourself.
God damn it, please.
You pre-ordered it, man.
I did.
Like, I don't know what you want. Like,
I pre-ordered it because they gave me a set date.
Yeah.
Don't give me that fucking smug look, you asshole.
Here's the thing that me as the biggest Dark Souls fan in the world, I'm calling that right now.
It's a bold statement.
And it's a very bold statement. It's a very bold statement. I'm gonna stick with it.
To be fair, to paint the image, Jordan is 12 feet tall, so he is physically the largest Dark Souls player in the world.
That's not true. That's not true at all. This is the.
It's said that his bone mass is so dense that he could hold up the Eiffel Tower if one of the legs was missing.
4 feet 5 inches. So here's the thing. I don't own a Switch. Okay, so I have not much to say here.
Well, yeah, no. A big thing for me is the fact that it got delayed on only one SKU, which is dumb. But if a company comes out and gives you a set date, they're like, no, our game is releasing on this date. You see it plastered everywhere. It's they have like actual signage out for it. But then a month before, because it was supposed to come out on May 26th, 24th, 20-something.
Yeah.
Because it's not listed anywhere anymore. But then they change it to where it's the point that, there's no... now they're like, oh, it's coming out in the summer. Yeah. Only on this, though. My thing is why... I mean, I'm probably going to because I want to play it. I'm just going to go cancel my pre-order and switch it to something else. Just be like, okay, I can't get it on Switch anymore whenever I want to play it. I was thinking about Artorias. I still have him pre-ordered, the amiibo. But then it's like, I'm going to just go get it for my Xbox or my PlayStation or fuck even my PC.
Well, see, the thing is, like, I still don't know why people think release dates are a hard number in this industry, because they change all the time.
But I mean, they spend a lot of money on, like, signage and stuff and advertising for that day.
Right.
That's the thing.
But things change pretty quickly.
Things do change, and I guess in this day and age it's much easier, just with the internet and everything, it's easier to get that shit out there.
Yeah.
Well, for sure. I mean, how long ago did they announce the date?
They announced it a while ago.
Like
during
2 months?
During the Nintendo Direct last month.
So last month, so it's like 3 months out?
Yeah.
Yeah, when a company says that they're going to matter-of-factly release something on a date 3 months out, I'm going to hop in a pickup, drive out to the middle of nowhere where there's a bunch of cows, and put my mouth on a salt lick, because that's the size of the grain of salt I'm going to take with that. All right? There's like
I don't understand that metaphor at all.
You take it with a grain of salt,
Yeah.
So like they're like if it's that far out, no, they're talking out their ass.
I mean,
nah.
3 months doesn't seem
3
like
months. No, see, like that's the. I didn't know it was just 3 months out when they announced it. Because like Fallout announced like 6 months out and it hit its date. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe they did flub up.
But like I said, it's only on Switch, so like there has to be something that happened, like the performance, just something they did messed up really bad.
I mean,
but
you gotta assume.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. But,
I mean,
that's my biggest question for this whole topic. I'm an idiot. I pre-order. I'll never do it again. I'm sorry. But the fact that if you get a set release date for something, and if you get stoked for it and everything, and then they change it, how does that affect your view of this company? Is my thing.
Depends on if the game they put out eventually is good. To be honest, if it comes out and it's flawless and there's nothing wrong with it, then yeah, it makes sense why there would be a delay.
With Red Dead, they pushed Red Dead back because they were like, want to polish it more, which I respect.
No, they also moved Call of Duty forward because they didn't want to compete with Red Dead.
I'm still waiting for Monster Hunter to come out on PC because that's what I want to play it on. Yeah. I have not played it yet. Mm-hmm. I think it sounds astounding. It looks amazing, but I'm gonna wait for PC.
But they told you that whenever they announced
exactly.
it. Yeah. That's my thing. Like, you have the information going into it.
Yeah.
But like with this, they're like, no, you get it. I'm just fucking shit. You don't get it.
So me being the Dark Souls fan I
oh my god, he just grew 10 more feet.
I did. It's
He's
crazy.
so huge.
I don't know what's happening right now. I have bought every one of them, all 3 of them, multiple times on multiple
You
platforms.
should get that $400 version.
Oh fuck, dude! Don't get me started, man. I'll fucking do it. So to me, in my eyes, it's like I was already gonna get the Dark Souls remaster on PC.
Mm-hmm.
If I end up getting a Switch, I'm 100% gonna buy it again on the Switch.
That's my next question.
Sorry, I apologize. But I mean, that's just it. Like Dark Souls 1, I bought 2 times for PC and PlayStation or whatever I was playing on at the time. Dark Souls 2, I bought 3 times for the different editions that came out. Dark Souls 3, I did the same thing. I love that series so much that it's almost like a support thing too. That I'm gonna buy it as much as possible. Because, I don't know, the game is phenomenal, and I want to play it as many ways as I can, I guess.
Understandable.
Well, to answer the... I'm sorry, are we done jerking off the developers of Dark Souls?
No, keep jerking me off. Oh, I'm sorry.
The developers of what? What? Okay.
Just
No.
Your hand away. Jeff, stop.
Oh. No, to answer the question, no, my opinion of the developer does not change.
I think Nixon brings up a good point, too. If the game gets written and it's fine, and it's great, and there's no issues... That's not a problem, but like if you get it and the game is still a heaping pile of shit, if it's still like, everything's still bad about it, the performance is terrible, like it's crashing all the time, then it becomes an issue.
Yeah, because
I think of it that way.
Down the line, like it's not people won't even remember the day it came out. They'll remember the game they bought.
Same with Red Dead. Like people are gonna forget that Red Dead got pushed back like 2 times.
Oh yeah.
Because the game's gonna come out and it's probably gonna be.
I thought it was just once. I already forgot about the first time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like I know it's gonna be good. So.
But, yeah, I mean, don't pre-order stuff. Don't be a rookie like me. I mean,
this PSA is brought to you by All Chat Podcast.
I mean, if we're doing an additional PSA, if you're not entirely certain on whether or not you'd want to do a day 1 purchase, wait a couple of days. Talk to your friends about talk to your friends that bought it. Go online. There's user Metacritic scores. Just wait. Just a little bit of patience.
Obviously, if it's something you know that you're gonna love, and also if there's some kind of like special collector's edition, then pre-order. That's the only way I see it. Don't pre-order a game if it's just the base game because you can get it fucking whenever.
Don't pre-order.
There's so many they did it because GameStop. That's what they would they'd run out of copies. They don't do that anymore. They don't run out of copies. They have enough.
No.
So. Only if you
and
really want.
Here's another thing. If you have a fairly good internet connection, go for digital, man.
it's easier.
Digital, physical media is dead.
No, I don't like digital. I don't like. It's one of the reasons I don't like the what is it? The Microsoft Game Pass. I'm a little. It's something weirds me out about not actually having. The
Look,
game
man,
itself.
we talked about it last week on Peter Parker should get out of the print media game.
God damn it.
So
I meant to tweet that guy too. I didn't tweet him. I should have though.
get in that digital trade.
6 people who
Yeah,
actually tweeted
yeah,
at
right.
him.
Seriously, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
But yeah, the Dark Souls is still coming out on PS4, PC, and Xbox One on May 25th. Jordan's gonna tell you to
Guess
buy
I'm gonna buy it 3 times and then 4th time when I get a Switch.
Yeah.
Nice.
But then that's a good segue to my next question.
And final question.
Yeah, and final question. I'm the only person in the room with the Switch. I swear by my Switch. If I could play any game on there, I would play it on there. There's games I have on my PC that I have rebought on my Switch because that's just the way I'm going to be able to play them because it's easier. None of you guys own a Switch.
No.
Correct.
What do they have to do to get you to buy a Switch tomorrow? Like, say today they were having a Nintendo Direct. What would Nintendo have to be like, this is what's coming into our platform, this is what we're doing, for you guys to be like, I fucking need to go get a Switch?
Here's.
I mean, God honest, you can say you don't want one, and that's fine. I just mean like,
Here's what I would want. All right, they come out and they do the little thing. They talk about how great the Switch is doing, and then they hit you with that Nintendo Flicks, where you pay a subscription and you have access to all
Interesting.
NES, SNES.
like a virtual
60
console. So you just want a virtual
I
console.
want virtual console,
Okay.
and I want it at like a monthly
But you want a good virtual console.
right.
I get you. You don't want like, these are janky games. You're like, no, like I want
my Mega Mans. I want my 64
the Mega Mans
titles.
are coming out.
Yeah.
I want
that's the main thing that I want the Switch to be, is just like the go-to for backwards compatible like stuff.
if you could, if there was a digital console that was like, all right, you shell out $60 and you pretty much get the heavy hitters of the NES, the SNES, and I don't know what
64 on GameCube.
Maybe the 64, but when it gets to like GameCube and newer, I'm fine with paying a slightly higher premium for those.
I understand that. Like a subscription service where it's like, hey, you pay $10 a month, you get SNES and NES.
Right.
Pay $25 a month, then you get like SNES through 64 or NES through 64.
Right.
Then it's like $30 a month, then you get all the way up to GameCube kind of thing.
Well, like I had a SNES when I was a kid. The only game I remember playing on that was like the fucking Toy Story 2 game.
Dope game.
So like I wasn't a Nintendo kid. So
I
like
actually know exactly what you're talking
the whole point of like, you know, Mario and Mega Man and all that doesn't really entice me. Mm-hmm. But what I want is a fairly extensive catalog of like the legit games that people like, fucking Mario Sunshine and Wind Waker and you know, all the Zelda games. If they had the full catalog of like Pokemon games, I'm talking like from original Game Boy and onward. Yeah. If they had basically they need to up their game and be comparable to PS4 and Xbox that has really upgraded their reverse compatibility stuff.
Okay. So far it seems like everybody just wants backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
You know what I want? I want David Cage games. No. Honestly, like in reality, I don't think.
Hang on,
we ripped on
Yeah,
David
I know.
Cage.
You guys talked mad shit about my man's David Cage. All right, I wanted to defend it, but one day we'll go to that. One day. As far as the Switch,
imagine me tying a noose and hanging it from the ceiling fan, and then pulling.
Not a very sturdy place.
And then
that won't kill you.
And then I'm gonna pull the chain so I swing around the room.
I don't think there's anything that could change my mind, I guess. It's not that I don't want to Switch. Mm-hmm. There's nothing right now, like everything that's come out that is like really cool is a game that's already been out on something else, except for like Breath of the Wild and Mario, which I do want to play. I do want to play those games.
I absolutely want to play those.
But to me, it's not something that I immediately have to do.
Yeah.
It's something that, you know, more will... So one day, I guarantee I'll get a Switch. It'll happen. I know.
I agree with that. But there's... a big thing for me, too, is that there's also new ones coming out, like Octopath Traveler and Mario Aces, which Mario Aces looks dope as well.
It does. That actually looks pretty dope. But it's not like one of those things. You know, it's not one of those things that it's like, I need to go have a Switch.
And Smash Brothers, of course, you know.
Well,
being the Dark Souls fan I am, even though the Dark Souls Remastered is coming, I don't really see myself getting a Switch for it.
We also talked about this in the meat space. But like,
gross.
You know, the actual hardware itself too, I feel like could just use a slight improvement, which I feel like they're working on.
Yeah, they are. They have.
Yeah, they're probably going to follow the same format that they did with the Wii U and that all the other companies are doing, where it's a middle generation that they plan on doing. Yeah. So if they do a if they have if their digital console is extensive as they want it to be, I might just pick one up. Mm-hmm. But if it's not, I'm going to just wait until they have the middle generation that has a little bit more powerful hardware.
Yeah. Understandably. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fantastic system. I think it's just going to keep getting better and better and better.
Sure.
But I'm also a guy who loves indie games too. So it's like all of the indie games I've wanted to play, I've been playing on there. You know, and there's been a couple like Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, which are phenomenal games, like some of the best games I've ever played in my life. And then there are like alongside with games like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I loved. There's more Switch exclusives that will be coming out, you know, but at the moment, I mean, the Virtual Console would be great.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be the best thing.
One thing I do like though is that Nintendo keeps innovating. That is what they do. That is what they've always done. They innovate. They do new things. I didn't hear too much. Yeah, I didn't hear too much about the Labo before it was coming out. I saw a video and I was like, that is really cool. Mm-hmm. And I like the idea that it is a lot of like, it brings family together kind of thing. It is a good idea. Mm-hmm. It is a good idea that will sell a lot. I'm very
Nixon and I are rolling our eyes.
I'm very concerned as to how, like, I'm not going to get one myself. I'm concerned with how easy the cardboard will just break because kids are rowdy and kids do all kinds of stuff and people have to go and buy new parts.
Well, and you can buy that stuff strictly through Nintendo.
Thank God. I wasn't sure if that was possible. Hearing about that is good.
Replacement ones. It's just official, like, everything's already cut out. It's all the right measurements. It's everything like that. Yes, Jeff, you can go and buy cardboard yourself and build it yourself, but it's just convenience, but I mean,
it's interesting though. Yeah, Nintendo keeps doing it, and they do, and they need to keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And that is what they're known for. That is what they're known for, and I think it's fucking perfect.
Yeah. My main thing is like every time I play a Switch, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah. I love this thing.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
just don't really feel like
I'm
shelling
kind
out
of the
the money
same
for
way.
it.
Like I think it's cool, and I think I like the idea, but I'm not about to put money down for it.
Right.
I've got other things coming out that I'd like to play. I've got other things I'd like to do.
Mine was a Christmas gift, so therefore I had to pay for it. So.
But would you? I mean, you probably
Hypocrite.
I
No.
would have.
Yeah.
I would have. Like, after playing the little bit of Mario Odyssey, I was like, I have to get one of these.
I am a little sad. I haven't gotten to play the Zelda game. I love Zelda. I love Mario. I'm
Breath of
gonna
the Wild,
preface
dude.
that. Breath of the Wild looks fucking
So good.
amazing, and I get that.
The DLC is fantastic. I got all the amiibos, dude. If you need stuff, I got everything.
But like, I haven't shelled out the money, and honestly, one thing that kind of deters me is like, I could just play it on my Wii U.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm good.
As far as I'm concerned, that is everything that we had to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys for listening to the All Chat podcast once again.
I hope the audio was fine. It's hard to tell. I'm really concerned right now. That's why I didn't talk much this
Yeah,
episode.
Nixon said he's been like physically just clenched the entire time. Hopefully it's okay. If not, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll get it ironed out.
We'll get
eventually.
there. Yeah.
But once again, my name is Brandon. You guys can reach me at Brandon. I don't even know on Twitter. Jordan, you plug yours and all that.
Hey, yeah, thanks for listening. Hey guys, my name's Jordan. Hey, no, you can catch me at twitter.com/AltFJabsley, or if you go ahead and look up AltF Broadcast, you can find my YouTube channel on YouTube, obviously. And yeah, man, I love you all. I've had fun doing this. So,
Yeah.
You can follow me at Joseph_Ethan on Twitter. Hit me up with them farming facts, yo. Let's do it.
You can follow me at GH Kindmind on Twitter. That's
He's
pretty
not
much.
joking.
That's it.
no, I know.
There you go.
I know it. He's at GH Kindmind for a bit now.
Yeah.
And it's good. I like it. I like GH Kindmind.
Yeah.
And mine is Brandon Bomber 89.
Oh, finally found it.
Yeah,
There
finally
you go.
figured it out.
Pulled it out of the ether, did you?
Yeah. You guys can also email us at allchatpodcast@gmail. Let us know anything you want us to talk about next week on that. You can also tweet at us at allchatpodcast.
All chat casts.
Allchatcast, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is podcast taken?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, wow,
I was a little ticked off about that.
Oh my god.
Send-
Yeah, you can tweet us at allchatcast and we can talk to you on there too.
Send us coupon codes for pizza.
He's not wrong. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, I'm on board with that. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Burr, 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 burr.
Now you can give them pizza whenever they want. Pizza